Hello, my girlies, and welcome back to another episode of Help Me, I'm Scared. I'm your host, Riley. Okay, yes, if you're watching this on YouTube, I did change the background a little bit again because I did move my bed again. Okay, because you guys know how I am. Okay, because this is not the first, nor the second, nor the fourth time on this show that I talk about moving my room around, because I quite literally am like a tornado in here. Okay, I'm like a tornado because I just be moving shit everywhere. It's like every time I film, it's changed, and you guys know this by now. Okay, I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about my room change, my background change, because I realized earlier that I was actually re-listening to an episode, or at least not like streaming myself, that's not what I'm saying, but like I was just on my software where I upload these episodes, and I clicked on an episode and I randomly just like skimmed through it. I just wanted to see like what it feels like to like listen to this show, and I realized I talk a lot about my room on this show, and I'm like, I need to fucking stop, because this is not what you guys come here for. Okay, frankly, this is not what I want to do. It's like I talk about my room in every video. I'm always like, oh yes, as you can tell, it's changed. It's like, dude, half the people are probably listening to this. It's like I like to think that like, even though this is a podcast and even though it's video, like there is video format, a lot of people tend to listen to their podcasts, and a lot of people tend to listen to this shit like on the road, at work, and it's like you're at work, headphones on, listening to me talk about, oh yeah, so as you can tell, my background, I put this up because I thought it would look nice. I figured it's time to fucking stop with that shit. I need to stop doing that. So from here on out, if you notice the background changes, just know it's nothing new. It's nothing new. This is just who I am. Okay, but I am not gonna be doing this anymore because I have been doing it every single episode, and I'm gonna go ahead and stop already. So yeah, anyways, welcome back. Welcome back to my show. Okay, today's episode, I kind of wanted to spend the first half talking about movies, because I love movies, as you guys probably know. Okay, first of all, I just want to quickly mention, I don't think a lot of you guys follow me, because frankly, I don't think I really got followers on there, and I didn't really care that much anyway, so it's not like it was something that I was promoting that much. But if you guys didn't know, I used to have a letterbox, which is a very popular app for movie lovers. I used to have a letterbox. I used to be addicted to it too. Like I remember I used to like love like going in, like putting every single movie that I've already seen in my entire life, and like watching new movies, because I used to love the feeling of like adding it to my list. Like it was so satisfying for me. And then I stopped because, well, for starters, one, the day I deleted the app, coincidentally, I got locked out. So I got locked out, and I was so lazy enough to log back in. So I was like, you know what? This is a perfect sign to just delete this app. But I was originally planning on leaving Letterboxd. Now, the reason why I was planning to is because I realized that even though it makes it fun for like fans and like for movie lovers, and even like for me as a reader, like I had a Goodreads, I had a Fable account, and it's like it's fun, it's entertaining and stuff, but it's like I realize I have become addicted to reading and watching stuff just to add it to this list, not really giving a shit on whether or not like I actually care to read this or watch this. And so that's kind of why I was like, I think I need to stop with this, because it's like it's kind of similar to like think of it like social media, right? It's kind of similar to like when you go out to like a fancy restaurant and all you care about is posting a picture of your food at the restaurant, posting a little story on your Instagram, on your Snapchat story, and that's it. Like you're like, yeah, food was kind of trash, but at least I got a good pic for the gram, I kind of saw it like that. It's like it's not really so much me like willingly enjoying these things. It's like it's more so like I'm trying to put this on a list on the social media, and that's all I'm here for. It's like I realized, like, even though, like I said, it was fun and stuff, in a way, for me, it kind of took the joy out of, like, genuinely being like, I really want to see this movie, or I really want to read this book. So I just deleted all that stuff. And so, yeah, if you guys do find my account, though, you guys are more than welcome to follow me. I most likely will not be updating it, though. So whatever's on there is like, that's it, you know? But anyways, I do want to talk about some movies because I have seen a couple recently. Actually, no. Well, two of them I saw. One of them is not out yet, and I really want to talk about it, okay? So I figured we'd start with the Minecraft movie, okay? So obviously this was a movie that I got excited for because I loved Minecraft growing up, and I still do. I still play Minecraft, actually, and I'm actually trying to get my best friend to play because I want someone to play Minecraft with, you know what I mean? But like, everyone that I know that plays Minecraft or that has always played Minecraft, they always want to play Minecraft Java Edition, which I never had. And then I did have it. Shout out to Kimberly for that, because she bought me Minecraft Java Edition. And hate me if you guys want, but like, I just couldn't figure it out. I didn't know how it worked because it was like different, and I just didn't have fun with it. I guess I'm so much more used to my Bedrock edition that I just stuck with that, and that's just what I play. I just play Minecraft Bedrock edition because even though, yes, they make Minecraft Java edition seem more fun because it's like you have more access to so much more like servers and mobs and stuff like that, and I don't even know what. And unfortunately with Bedrock, you do have to pay for that stuff, or you have to get it in like illegal ways, you know, which is what I do. But yeah, obviously I grew up playing Minecraft. The first time I ever played Minecraft was actually on my Xbox 360, which, yes, very nostalgic because I just loved it, you know. I just loved Minecraft so much growing up, and the fact that I still love it till this day, it's like, it has a special place in my heart, okay? So, yeah, and don't get me wrong, I wasn't one of those, like, you know, cringy kids that, like, was walking around school with, like, my creeper hoodie that would zip up, and it's like your face is the creeper and stuff like that, or, like, my Minecraft backpack and stuff like that. I didn't have that. I have a Minecraft lunchbox that I use now. I bought that as an adult for my adult self. I didn't buy that as a kid or for school. I bought it. Actually, I did use it for school. I used it in college. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, I want to talk about the movie really quick, okay? Because I did see this movie, and here's my take on it, right? This is one of those movies that when we first saw the teaser or the trailer for it, a lot of people didn't have a lot of hopes for it, okay? And the movie that I'm going to talk about afterwards, the one that isn't out yet, kind of goes similar to this. And let me explain. So when the teaser for the Minecraft movie first dropped, I remember hearing a lot of people kind of making fun of it, making it seem like this movie looks kind of weird. It looks dumb, cheesy, doesn't look at all that great. And that's just what I heard, you know what I mean? Me watching that teaser for the first time, I mean, yeah, I was kind of like, I wasn't against it or anything like that. I didn't have a single problem with it, but I did just like, I was like, oh, I mean, it's just a teaser, so it's like, I'm not too hyped yet. So I'm going to wait till the trailer comes out to get more hyped. And that's when I did. But frankly, I just want to make it known, I have been hyped for this movie since that teaser. Like, since they first dropped that teaser, I was like, oh my god, like, this is happening. There's a Minecraft movie happening, guys. And so obviously I got excited, the same way I got excited when they announced that there was going to be a Super Mario movie, especially when I saw that cast, because you guys know I love Anya Taylor-Joy. I have a sticker of her right there. Nope, that's the only one I have, actually. I thought I had another one, but I have an Anya Taylor-Joy sticker right there, because I had a small business of stickers of her that I made, and it flopped because I didn't sell a single one, so I still have all of them. But anyways, yeah, obviously with things like this, when it's like something that's like a part of our childhood, when it's like video games, like we get excited, especially when like it's something big, you know what I mean? Like it's like when it's a video game and they're gonna make it into a movie, like it gets so much hype because it's like most of the time it's a game that we grew up on like playing, you know what I mean? Like the Super Mario movies, the Sonic movies, the Five Nights at Freddy's movies, Minecraft, it's like all of these movies are based on games that a lot of people nowadays grew up playing, you know what I mean? And even a lot of kids nowadays, like the younger generations, like they're still playing these games. So it's like obviously it's a pretty big deal, but when I was watching the trailer for these movies, like as more and more trailers came up, as like advertisements starting to come up, like I would get a bunch of ads from Cinemark being like, get your tickets for the Minecraft movie. Like obviously I would see this movie and I would think to myself, like, I feel like this is just gonna be like a kids movie. Like this doesn't seem like it's gonna be a movie that's like it's gonna have like crazy lore, or it's gonna like maybe have like a crazy franchise. Like, I mean, who knows, because the movie is quite literally called a Minecraft movie, so it's like there could be more movies, but honestly, without spoiling this movie, because I know this movie just came out, I will say this movie did just feel like it's just like a kids movie. I mean, it was goofy, it was funny, it was cheesy, and like that's kind of it. Like it's not a movie that I would consider myself like getting overly hyped for, even though I was. Is it worth the hype? Not really, but it's not also like a disappointment in my opinion. But that's just me, because I genuinely just liked it, I just liked it, but I was like, it's not something that like I feel like a lot of people who are like into like finding out all this lore and stuff, like I don't think it's for you guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't want to spoil too much of it, because I just like, the movie just came out, so I just wanted to kind of give my little thoughts on it, my little spoiler free thoughts on it. The one thing I will say is, and I mean, it's not really a spoiler, but like, I guess for those of you who don't want to have anything spoiled, spoiler alert for those of you, I feel like I could have done a little bit more Enderman, because if you guys didn't know, the Enderman was my favorite mob growing up. Like as a kid, I used to love the Enderman. Like I thought they were so cool. They were one of my favorite like mobs and stuff. And by the way, I'm sorry for anyone out there who's like more obsessed with Minecraft than me. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Is it mod? I don't know. The monsters in the villains in Minecraft, the Endermen were my favorite. And I feel like we quite literally just got like one small, like maybe 3-4 minutes scene. Not even that. I feel like genuinely like 2-3 minutes of an Enderman, and that was it. And I could have just done more Enderman. I would have loved more Enderman, because I don't know, like for them to be my favorite, I'm a little disappointed in that. I also do want to just point out, because I do have my notebook here with my podcasting notes. I just really quickly want to embarrass myself and say that I completely misspelled Minecraft. I put like the Minecraft movie. I spelled Minecraft Minecraft. I am an embarrassment. Okay. The fact that I didn't even correct myself either, I just let that slide. I was just like, fuck it. It's the Minecraft movie. But anyways, I do want to also talk about another movie. That, like I said, it's not out yet. But I'm so excited about it, okay? I'm talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie coming out, okay? So first of all, I'm excited, obviously, because when the first movie first came out, I obviously was so excited and I was very much satisfied. I know a lot of people weren't, and I apologize for that. Don't know why I'm apologizing, as if I have anything to do with it. But yeah, a lot of people, still enjoyed the movie. It was quite literally like one of the biggest movies. And then we got that the second movie was actually coming real soon. And I mean, it did take over a year, but I mean, what do you expect? It's a movie, so. And they did have to remake like brand new animatronics, so it's like, what do you expect? I'm surprised it didn't take much longer. But anyways, the teaser for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is already out, and I'm just so happy because obviously Five Nights at Freddy's is another gaming franchise that I grew up on, that I'm obsessed with. And when the trailer for the second one came out, I was really happy because of the fact that like this movie just looks like it's definitely going to be more scary than the first one. Not that I'm saying it scared me, like I wasn't saying like, oh my god, like that was so scary. Like I'm not easily scared like that because obviously I'm a horror movie fan. But when the first one came out, it wasn't surprising that they didn't put a lot of scare in it, because I feel like the people who made it, like they know like the audience that's definitely going to go in to see this, because it was said, I believe, that this movie was made for the fans, and I love that. Like that's great, love it, that's cute. I respect that, because I mean, as a Minecraft, oh my god, as a FNAF fan, I was satisfied. Would I loved for it to be more scary? Obviously, but I'm satisfied with it. Like I actually like the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and when I heard that when they were gonna make the second one, I think it was Blumhouse who confirmed that they were actually gonna make the second one more scarier, more intense. Maybe not so intense, because I don't know the rating yet. I don't know if this movie's gonna be like rated PG-13 still, if it's gonna be rated R. I'll be really happy if it's rated R though, because I feel like when they were making the first one, they were like, all right, this is gonna be clearly for the fans. There's a lot of younger audiences who are definitely gonna go see this, and there were, because when I went to go see it, like there were a lot of little kids who went to go see it, and I feel like now that they did that, they can now be like, all right, showtime's over. Now it's time to get serious with this franchise. Okay, now it's time for the scares, maybe gore. I don't know yet, but let's manifest it together, girlies. Okay, so obviously this teaser got me really excited, because when we got the teaser for the first movie, I don't know about everyone else, but I knew, like me at least, I kind of figured this is not going to be scary. I was like, this movie doesn't seem like it's going to be scary. And it just kind of looks kind of cheesy, kind of similar to the Minecraft teaser when it first dropped. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, oh, I'm excited, obviously, because it's like this is happening. But like, I don't think this is going to be that scary. And then when I saw the rating for it, I was like, this is definitely not going to be scary. And then I saw it and I was like, I still liked it, I still loved it, but I was like, yep, this movie was not scary. And I was rooting for that, obviously. Like, the FNAF fan in me was satisfied with this movie, but the horror fan in me wasn't quite, because I was like, obviously I want these movies to be scary. I want these movies to be a little intense, you know? And so when I saw the teaser for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I noticed, I was like, oh, I see we're getting a little bit spookier now. Because, I don't know. I don't want to jinx it. Because for all I know, everything they showed us in the teaser, that could just be all the scares. And the movie could end up not working out. But I just really hope that it just gets scarier as these movies progress, because I believe they are making 3 movies, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm hoping that by the 3rd movie, I'm hoping that this movie, the second one, is gonna be so much more scarier. Maybe not so gory, but it's definitely gonna have like some more intensity to it, to the point where it's gonna make me go, damn, like, how much worse is the 3rd one gonna get? You know, like, that's kind of like what I'm thinking, is like, I want it to be that way, because I want that by the time we get to the 3rd movie, then it's gonna be like, all right, hands down, this movie's gonna be gory. Okay, so moving on, still sticking on the topic of movies, by the way. So I recently saw this movie. Now, let's talk about this. I'm probably going to get into more details about this here, because I debated on talking about this on my other show with my best friend Fatima, which, shout out to that show, by the way, Sunflower Roses. Go check her out, okay? So I saw this movie that's made by A24, because, of course, this movie's called Y2K. I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard about it by now. This movie just came out on Max. And I'll be honest, I didn't really know much about it. Like, when it first was coming out, like, I heard about it. You know what I mean? Like, I heard that there was going to be, like, an A24 movie called Y2K. And, like, I didn't really know, like, much about what it was going to really be about. I didn't know, like, what kind of direction is this movie going to go. But then I realized, what other direction would it go? You know what I mean? So let me just... I'm going to tell you about the movie first, and then I'll talk about Y2K afterwards, because that is a conversation. So the movie Y2K obviously takes place... The movie starts with the year 1999. It's New Year's Eve, and it's about to be midnight to the year 2000, right? And as soon as the clock strikes 12, and it is officially the new year, it is officially the year 2000, aka Y2K, shit just starts happening. And what I mean by that is, like, electronic devices, computers, any type of electronic device that someone can have in their house starts malfunctioning and starts having a mind of its own, starts killing people, and, like, the fucking world is ending. Like, that's literally what the movie is. If you guys want to check out the trailer for it, you guys can definitely check it out, or check out the movie. It's on Max, you know. This movie, although it was very much cringy, it was definitely worth a watch, in my opinion, because, like, it's so weird, yet it's just, it honestly, to me, it was one of those movies where it's like, I'm in it for the adventure. Like, you see these teenagers, I think they're teenagers, they're trying to survive this shit. When I watched this movie and it ended, I kind of thought to myself, who thought of this? I was like, what is this movie? Like, what was this movie? And then I did my own research and it made sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, when you think of movies, like horror movies, right? When you think of horror movies, they have horror movies for a lot of different things. I mean, there's horror movies that take place, you know, in all types of atmospheres, all types of times, because they kind of fit perfectly to where it's like this is something that we fear, you know what I mean? Like, for example, a lot of people fear sharks because of the movie Jaws and all the insane other shark movies. A lot of people fear planes because of Final Destination. A lot of people fear roller coasters because of Final Destination. Actually, I think Final Destination takes the win for making us afraid of everything, because those movies really made people afraid. Like, they made a whole entire generation afraid of things like planes, tanning beds, swimming pools, roller coasters. Like, they really made us afraid of a lot of shit like that. And so when I hear about this movie Y2K, I'm like, what exactly was the process of writing this? And then I realized, well, it's more like I did my research that apparently in the year 2000 there was something known as the Y2K scare. I don't think that's actually what they called it, but there was something that they predicted was going to happen in the year 2000. Now, I kind of thought about it. I was like, why do people not really talk about this anymore? But then I realized, I was like, I'm an idiot. Like, people don't talk about it because it didn't happen. It didn't happen. It was just a prediction. People were afraid. And then, I mean, look where we are now. We're in the year 2025. And like, you know, it's crazy. Like, we're still here, you know. People thought the world was gonna end. I mean, it kind of did in 2020, you know what I mean. It's like every time it's like it reaches a certain year like this, for some reason there's always a disaster, which kind of scares me because we're so close to the year 2030, and I'm just thinking, what's gonna go wrong in 2030? Because let's be honest, I don't think any of us are hoping that or at least thinking that something good's gonna happen that year. And it scares me how close we are to it. But I don't want to talk about the future right now. I want to talk about the past, okay? So welcome to history class with your teacher, Riley, okay? So in the year 1999, people were afraid that there was going to be some type of like malfunction, some type of like software error, if you will. I might explain this wrong, but people who know about this, you will definitely know what I'm talking about. Or if you want to do your own personal research, you definitely can. I'm actually going to pull up my computer here because I actually read some stuff about this and I kind of wanted to like share it with you guys just to kind of give people a brief explanation of what I'm talking about, and it's not so much me just trying my best to explain this. So let me just go ahead and read you what it says. So if you go onto YouTube, not YouTube, I'm sorry, if you go onto Google, right, I have my tab open. Okay, I have here Y2K computer scare. That is one of the first suggestions that pops up when you type in Y2K on Google, by the way. So this kind of just shows you like this was a thing, right? So Google says, okay, the Y2K scare, or the millennium bug, if you will, was a widespread fear that computer systems, due to a 2-digit year code, will malfunction on January 1st 2000, leading to potential chaos, but the transition was largely smooth. So this whole 2-digit year shit, right? As you guys know, whenever you're gonna write a date or something, or whenever you see a date, right, you see typically, like, well, depending on what year it is, like, let's think about it this year right now, okay? We're in the year 2025. So normally what you see, like, on a date, right, like, let's just say, for example, January 1st 2025, you would typically see the date written out 1/1/25. That's typically how we write it, because it's easier than just writing the 4 digits, like 2025, right? So computers used to do that, right? That's like when, you know, when people say, like, you know, I was born in 95 or 98, like, that's how they say it, right? They don't say I was born in 1998. It's just easier for people to understand what you're talking about when you say, like, oh yeah, I was born in 95, right? So with the year 2000 coming into place, the last 2 digits of the year code were going to be 00, obviously, because it's 2000, right? So with this being, people were afraid and confused as to what was going to happen when the clock strikes midnight, because the year was 1999, right? Which would only make sense that it would switch over to now the year 2000. But people were afraid that when the computer system reads the date code 00, they were afraid that the computers were going to understand it as 1900. So in a way, it's kind of like they were thinking that the computers and all this like computing program system, whatever, was gonna get confused and think we're now back to 1900s. So I have more here to read because obviously it's a lot. I want to go ahead and read some of these to you guys because I think these will kind of help me explain myself a little bit more, and also for those of you who haven't yet heard about this, because honestly, this is something that no one talks about. But again, no one talks about it because it didn't happen. But it's just crazy to think like this was something that actually, like, people actually thought this was going to happen. Like, this was a moment of history right here that they don't really teach you about in schools. So that is why I am here to educate y'all. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and break these down into categories. The first category is the problem. Okay, we're going to call this one the problem. The problem is that in the early days of computing, programmers often used 2 digits to represent the year. For example, like I said, 99 for 1999, right? To save memory and storage space. So that's basically what I explained already, is that the computers would basically tell you the date by just using the last 2 digits. For like in this example, the year was 1999. The computer would just tell you 99, right? That is exactly how we would write dates, and that's how we write dates even till today. Like I said, we're in the year 2025. Most of us don't write 2025. We just write 25, right? So next category, we're going to call this one the fear. So as the year 2000 approached, the concern was that the computers, upon reading the year 2000, would misinterpret the 00 as 1900, meaning 1900, or otherwise malfunction, causing widespread disruption in critical systems like banking, utilities, and transportation. So it's like I said earlier, they basically were afraid that the computer was going to get confused and it was going to think that the year is 1900 when in reality it's 2000. But I don't really know exactly why that would be a fear. I mean, I guess if you think about it, like, it would be kind of weird. Like, imagine like later on in the future, right? Like once we reach like 2099, isn't it, it might be like, would it be 2099, or would it be right before the year 3000? That is crazy to think about. Holy crap. But like, let's just say, for example, right, if we were to reach what is essentially going to be the year 3000, it would be weird if the year was 2999 or something like that, and then when the clock strikes midnight, we're now back to the 2000s. That would make kind of no sense in my opinion. But I don't think that's how it works, though. At least I don't think so. I might be I'm dumb is what we're getting from here. Okay, they hired the wrong history teacher here. Okay, now let's talk about this next category called the hysteria. Okay, the media amplified these fears, leading to a global Y2K scare, with people stocking up supplies and preparing for potential I am not going to be able to say this, I cannot say that word, basically, because I can't say this word. Basically, people were like stocking up on supplies similar to how we did for COVID, because they thought like people were genuinely thinking this was like the apocalypse was happening. Like, it's like we got to now stock up on things like, you know, toilet paper, emergency medicine or something like that, water. Like, we have to supply ourselves because they kind of assume like the apocalypse is about to happen, which is crazy to think about because it's like we're talking about computer systems. If chaos were to have happened all because of computers, which like it doesn't really surprise me because like I mean look where we are now, right? Like a lot of us rely, actually all of us, we rely on technology in some way, obviously our phones, people have computers, there's technology in everything now. Okay, I mean like people now have electric cars, people have like Samsung refrigerators that like literally have screens on them and like you can play Minecraft if you want, which I would totally get for that reason. But like it's like we rely so much on technology and like devices like this that it's like it's weird for me to think that like this is what's gonna cause such a destruction like this, such chaos. But it's like it doesn't surprise me because it's like I mean we're talking about the year 2000, like computers and all that, like they weren't so advanced as they are now. So it's like if it was scary in the year 2000, I can't imagine what it's gonna be like with the technology we have now, like later on in the future. Like that's so scary to me if I'm being honest. But no, yeah, whenever something like this happens, like even like I said, even with like COVID, like people like took this as like the apocalypse is happening, where people like went crazy, supplied their houses with like an insane amount of stuff, not giving a shit whether or not the next person in line needs any of this. It's like that's what the world is at this point, because when we were in lockdown for COVID and all that, and we would go to like grocery stores and there would be no toilet paper, there would be little to no waters. That is crazy to me because I mean I understand like it's a health thing, but it's like I don't understand why we need to go like to this extreme, in my opinion. And like I said, we're talking about in the year 2020, we're talking about a virus. We're talking about a sickness that went around. This is computers that we're talking about. Like this is crazy to me. This one is called remediation effect. I am so bad at reading. I just want you guys to know that. For someone who loves reading, I'm terrible at reading out loud. The remediation efforts. That's what we're calling it. Businesses and governments invested heavily in developing and implementing patches and upgrades to ensure their systems were Y2K compliant. I guess they were like, was this like, I don't really know what this one means. Is this like basically like they were trying to like make sure everything was gonna be good? Like, is that what this is basically saying? I don't really know what this one is, if I'm being honest. I'm just reading what it says. Next we have the aftermath. Okay, so the Y2K scare highlighted the Y2K scare highlighted the importance of careful planning and testing when dealing with computer systems and data-related issues. Okay, so here's a really interesting one. Examples of Y2K preparations. Okay, so some companies like Best Buy, had stickers that reminded people to turn off all their machines before midnight. So this is crazy because like this just really tells me how insanely real this was. Mind you, this was before I was born, which is why I'm like so invested in it, because I'm just like, what? Like this actually happened? It's like, yo, like I wasn't born yet when this happened. So literally Best Buy, the #1 store for like electronics, computers, phones, the refrigerators, like you name it, they literally put out stickers reminding people to turn everything off before midnight. Like, that is crazy. I would be so scared. I would be like, you know what? I don't want it. Until we figure out the issue, until we figure out if this is going to be true or not, I don't want it. I'll wait. You know what I mean? Like, if I was like so looking forward to. Imagine how much that sucks though, like to think like Christmas just passed, I just got my brand new computer, I can't wait, and then like this happens. It's like that's kind of messed up. I feel like if I knew that this was going to be a prediction, I would hold off on maybe buying anything like that. But yet again, maybe there's people that didn't know about this. Like maybe there were people who weren't aware that this was something that was going to happen. So at least, you know, you have companies like Best Buy letting people know, like, hey, turn everything off before midnight because let's not risk it. You know what I mean? That is crazy to me. The U.S. government passed the year 2000 Information and Readiness Disclosure Act of encourage companies to share information about the Y2K complaints efforts. I'm so bad at reading this. In the lead up to Y2K, millions of dollars were spent in IT, I don't know, and software development to create patches and workarounds to squash the bug. So basically they were what's the word I'm looking for? They were resolving the issue, and they basically, a lot of companies invested, I guess, a lot of money because obviously they have to, you know, because I mean, why would you not? Like, if you know that this is something that was going to happen, the first thing you got to do is figure out an issue. I mean, they do that nowadays, like with like phones and like even cars when they do like what is it, like callbacks or what is it called? When they detect like an issue with like the whole entire system. So it's like everyone kind of has to like hold off or return them so that they can fix the issue first and then release it back to the people. So it's kind of something like this. And I don't know, I just found this very interesting because, like, I'm telling you, like, look, I can even show you, there's literally someone has a picture of the Best Buy sticker. The sticker says, remember, turn your computer off before midnight, 12/31/99. Best Buy. Best Buy really said that. I'm surprised they didn't just shut down Best Buys because that's what it is it not? Like, I mean, Best Buy is like the #1 store for like any type of electronics like this. So like, it's interesting. It's interesting to me. And if I know I probably didn't fully explain a lot of this, so it's like if you guys wanted to, you guys can go and do your own research. You guys can go ahead and look up, you know, videos. I mean, I watched a video the other day that was from literally National Geographic's, like that, like it just proves to you how like true this was. And yeah, I mean, if there's anyone in the comments who can please let me know, or you can reach out to me to give more information about, like, maybe you had a POV during this, maybe you remember this, maybe you were one of the people who were afraid. Like, I would love to hear a story because I genuinely am so fascinated by this, because it's like I said, like, it amazed me that no one talked about it like anymore. Like, no one talks about it, but it's like I realize now, like, no one talks about it because it didn't happen. It was just something that people were predicting that was going to happen. So I mean, I guess in a way, like, that's pretty cool. I guess, like, I mean, it's not cool to think like that an apocalypse was gonna happen, but you know, things like this kind of happen every now and then. I mean, even with things like you know, with things like 9/11, like I remember hearing people tell me that, like, the situation of like lockdown with COVID was similar to 9/11, and I didn't know about that because, I mean, when you hear about 9/11, like, you literally just think about like the plane and the towers, but it's like you never really hear about people's stories about like where they were during 9/11. Like, you always just hear about like the terrorists and like that's it, like, you know. But it's like, apparently things like this happen all the time. Like I said, COVID, that happened, and people went crazy, stocked up toilet paper, and like there was nothing for you to buy. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode by talking about a quick little book that I read that I'm actually still reading, actually, because you guys know I love talking about books on here. So I'm reading this graphic novel. or a BL if you would, because I like BLs. It's called Love is an Illusion. And by the way, I just really quickly want to mention my notes on here. I wrote illusion. I spelled it correctly, and I'm only mentioning that because I for some reason I knew how to spell illusion properly, but I didn't know how to spell Minecraft earlier. So I'm only saying that because of that. I just wanted to make fun of myself, but I wanted to talk about this book because I'm not done with it yet, because I am still reading some other books. I hate when I do this to myself. Like, I'm reading so many things at once. Like, first I'm reading my physical book, then I'm reading a graphic novel, then I'm listening to a different audiobook. It's like there's a lot going on. Like, I just can't function, and for some reason I have the habit of doing that, and I need to stop. So yeah, this book is called Love is an Illusion. Like I said, I recently started it, I'm like halfway done with it, because it's kind of like a manga, so it's like it's not long, but I just want to talk about this like whole like alpha and like beta like situation, because I never really heard about this until I started getting into BLs, because apparently this is like a thing where it's basically, well, if you don't know, BLs, they're gay like mangas and stuff like that, or like webtoons, whatever you want to call it. It's gay, right? So it's like two guys, and this whole beta and alpha thing, or actually no, it's not beta, actually I think it's is it omega? It's one of those, I think. It's like, and I know beta is like one of them, I think, omega, I think, and I just know like alpha is like, it's definitely there. And I think what is essentially the omega, what I'm trying to, if I'm hopefully saying it correctly, apparently they are basically bottoms, right? So they're men who are bottoms but have the ability to get pregnant. I didn't know that was a thing until I got into BLs, and I was like, I am so invested in this. Okay, I am so invested in this. Like, I need y'all in the comments recommend me some more fucking BLs, because I need it. Okay, I want to read more BL, because I haven't read like manga in like a long time. I haven't bought manga in a long time. But I'm interested in this, okay, because there's a couple like gay type of like graphic novels that I really want to get into. I know there's this one called like Boyfriends or something like that. I saw it at Barnes and Noble, but it was like book 4, so I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get book 4. I was like, they don't have the other one, so I want to get into that one as well. Recommend it to me, guys. Let me know in the comments, like, what are some of your favorite BLs, and also if there's any like femboy ones, or if there's any like slightly like transgender ones, or whatever you guys have in there, like, recommend them to me, please, because I like stuff like this. I love reading things like this. But yeah, that is basically the only thing I want to talk about with like books right now, because like I forgot. I'm not going to get into full detail here, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to save this for when I'm with my bestie, because we need to talk about this, okay? I cannot wait to talk about this, and hopefully she finished it by then. I just remembered, because I finished it today. I just finished listening. I just finished The Iron Flame, the second book of Fourth Wing. I have finished it, guys. I know I'm late to this, and frankly, so is Fatima, but we talked about this in our last episode, which, by the way, promo once again, Sunflower Roses. Check us out on YouTube. I'm not going to get into details here, because I definitely want to talk about this more in depth with my bestie, because it would be rude of me to go off on this whole book right now without her here, okay? But I will just say this book was pretty good. I actually really liked it. I mean, the first book of Fourth Wing was so amazing, and then Iron Flame, I was so excited for it, and it was amazing. And I'm just really hoping that the Onyx Storm is even better, because when the Onyx Storm came out, I was so hyped. Like, I actually bought and read the first Fourth Wing because I hadn't read it yet when the Onyx Storm came out. So it's like, instead of buying the Onyx Storm, I obviously went and bought the first book so I can, you know, get a head start on this story. And by now, like, the whole world finished Onyx Storm. So I know I'm late, but I will gladly say I love this book. I love these books so far. Fourth Wing is where it's at, okay? And I know by now the whole world has read these books except for me, apparently. But I did finish the Iron Flame. One thing I will just say, though, well, a couple things that I could say without really spoiling it. This book definitely felt more intense than the first one. Like, I feel like there was way more action, there was way more fighting going on, like there was way more like intensity going on. In my opinion, kind of had a similar ending to the first book. If you know, you know. But honestly, I'm really satisfied with this book. I really am. I mean, Fourth Wing is, like I said, it's where it's at. Like, I love this book. And it's crazy because, like, I'm not a big fantasy reader. Like, you know, Fatima is obsessed with, like, fantasy, romance, any of that stuff. I hardly read that stuff because I'm more into reading... I read dirty stuff, okay? I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all because y'all know me by now, okay? I read a lot of filthy, disgusting, dirty stuff, but hey, I love it, okay? I love it. It's what a girl loves, okay? So obviously, you know, with such a hyped book, and now it is a trilogy, I'm so happy. And I know there's like a series or a movie coming out with Prime. Kind of disappointed with that, just because, like, I mean, in a way I'm happy because it's like I get to watch it at the comfort of my own home. I get to watch it while I'm on my bed, you know what I mean? But it's like, I really would have loved to have seen Fourth Wing on the big screen because it's like, this book is just so great. And I just think, like, I don't know, like, is it just me, or like, do I think like this, it would do really good if it were to have been like a theater release, like, you know, a movie or something like that. Like, I don't know, I feel like it would do great, but that's just my opinion, I guess. But anyways, that is all I'm gonna say about the Iron Flame. If you guys would like to hear my full depth like thoughts and everything that I have to say about the Iron Flame, please make sure to check out our next episode coming soon with Fatima on Sunflower Roses, okay? And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here because I gotta go, okay? And also, if you guys are watching on YouTube, I know it's funny that I just did a whole change. It's a whole new day, okay? It's been like 4 days since I filmed that first half, and now I'm filming this half. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching or listening. If you guys would like to check out all the other episodes that I have done for this show, or if you guys want to check out the other show that I have with my bestie, once again, that is Sunflower Roses. It is on this YouTube channel as well, and so are the other episodes of this show as well. You guys can check them all out. Leave me a comment, let me know what you guys think, or if you guys just want to say hey, you guys can definitely do that. Don't forget to subscribe if you guys liked, and if you guys are listening to this, don't forget to rate this show, okay? And yeah, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and go. But before I do, if you guys want to follow me on something other than my YouTube channel, you guys can follow me. I am back on social media now. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Riley's Pink Rose, and on TikTok at Riley's Pink Rose as well, okay? So you guys can definitely check me out if you guys want to follow what I do, or if you guys just want to follow the show. Once again, for those of you listening, it's youtube.com/Riley's Pink Rose, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. So really quick, because I actually just texted Fatima that I am recording an episode, and she wanted me to tell you guys that she says hi. So yeah, if you guys are looking forward to hearing from her, seeing her, don't forget to seriously check out Sunflower Roses, where you can hear from her as well, okay? So yeah, now I'm gonna say bye. Bye.